Alrighty, this is going to be a quick video on how to get the pinion nut off. This is off on an early Evo, but the shovel heads are also the same way. The first thing you need is this tool that fits over this nut that has two flats and two rounded sides. This is a left-handed thread, and generally if they're built right they have red Loctite on them, so you have to heat them up with a torch to get them off. You also, to get the gear off, because it's on a taper, you need this puller tool. You see that came off real easy, and it does have red Loctite on it. Also, the puller tool has left-handed threads on it. So to do this, you snug it up and give it a tap, and off it comes. You can see somebody used quite a bit of red Loctite, which is always good, and that's it. So the order that this came apart in is, you had this nut first, then you had this gear, this direction, then you had this spacer, then the oil pump drive. The oil pump drive and the pinion gear both had keys. Lastly, on the crank you had this retainer clip. Now inside the case you could see what everything looked like. This also has the upgraded Torrington cam bearing, which I'm going to replace anyway. One other thing I wanted to point out, on any Harley V-twin, where the cases bolt together should be flat, and you could see that this one is not even close. The right machinist will mill that down for you so that they match. Now it's not as important that the top match, but it is very important where it hits the motor mount that they're flat. And anytime you're torquing your motor down, you torque the rear bolts first, and then you go to the front of the engine and you put a feeler gauge in between the bottom of the case and the top of the frame. You put a feeler gauge in there and see what thickness shims you may need so that you torque it down evenly and flat.